Got North Dakota State coming in here. Obviously, it's a big football game. It'll have, big game day atmosphere. We want to get back to playing for championships here. We had that opportunity on Saturday, so we all know what this game means. It's been a wild series between both football teams. My first year here, we had a knockdown, drag out, back and forth to the very end. Came up on the short end. Second year here, I went out there and found a way to get a win. And then last year, we're back and forth with them early and kind of gave them an opportunity to let the game get away from us. But this year, once again, a good football team, two-time champs, outstanding on defense, very good on offense, very efficient. Do a good job running the ball, do a good job of throwing it, taking care of the football. Brock Jensen, great player. And then, special teams-wise, they're number one in the league again, just about in all categories there. Got really good skill all over the field. And we're excited to get back here at home, get a chance to play these guys at home. Hadn't played them in a while here at home. Had 2 road trips last time we had to play them. So we're excited about that opportunity and look forward to the atmosphere.
Players seem to be downplaying the magnitude of this game. Are you downplaying it?
I mean, I think we all know it has. It's going to decide a conference championship. They're 1, we're 2, and if we win, then we get the nod. So that's what it is. It's come to Youngstown State for. One of our goals is the Missouri Valley Conference Championship, and it's on the line Saturday. So that's what you come to Youngstown for, and that's what we're all here for. Want to play for championships,
I'm sorry. You've always said want to know, but is there an extra?
Well, there's a conference championship on the line, So it's as big as a game as it can be in the regular season, I guess you would say. So it's exciting, How can you not be excited about that? In November, we're 8-2. Got a chance to play for a conference championship. Doesn't get any better than that. Isn't that what everybody around here wanted? So here we are.
You talk about Jim Trestle going to the Hall of Fame.
That's obviously a great honor. Coach Trestle had an outstanding run here, and he's a guy that we all look up to and admire for his accomplishments here and at Ohio State. Great football coach, great family, great person, and we're excited to have him back in town and hopefully bring some of his mojo for us. We'll get him to sprinkle some of that around. But Coach Trestle's a great guy. I've had a chance to coach against him when I was at Illinois twice. And always a well-coached, disciplined football team, and much like he is as a person in the community.
How does this North Dakota State team stack up with the previous 2 that won it all?
They're really probably very similar, They're just a little bit older now. But a lot of the same guys are playing. That have been playing since we've been playing, and so there's some familiarity with them. I mean, Brock's been there for a while, Kurt's been there, so a lot of the same guys are out there on the field. And I have appreciation for Craig Bull. Coach Bull was at Nebraska when I was at Kansas State, so he remembers me from when I was a player, and I remember him when he was with there as a coach. So it goes back much deeper than just my 3.5 years here.
What's been their mojo, in your words, for winning on the road? Why have they been so successful to win on the road?
I think it's, I don't know if it's necessarily a mojo. I just think they have a good football team. I think when you evaluate them position by position, I think they had 11 players on the preseason all-conference team. I think they might have even had 10 or 11 on All-American team. They've got a bunch of guys that could play anywhere in the country. I saw what they did to Kansas State. I mean, they could really do well at the next level against really anybody, and they've got that good of a football team. They're very, very talented. I think they also do a good job of developing players, and they recruit players to their scheme and what they do. So, but it's a blue-collar, tough, work ethic type mentality there, and that's the way Coach Bull is. And they're disciplined. They don't beat themselves.
With Olsen being out now, does that change them defensively at all? Or do they
well, obviously Little John stepped in and played for him last week, and he's played in the past. He's played a bunch of football. So I don't expect there to be a significant drop-off. He was an inspirational leader, though, for them. And Coach Bull talked about that in his press conference. But, you know, they're very capable. They kind of have that mentality, next man up, and they've got that depth that we all aspire to have as coaches, as far as having a pretty thick roster of pretty good players.
Do you expect Craig Bull to get a lot of interest from maybe FBS conferences?
I would expect him to. You know, I think it's just a matter of he's in the latter part of his years, and you know, after last year, I told the athletic director and president that they should give him a lifetime contract, so they gave him an 8-year contract. So I'm still waiting on my 3% agent fee. So hopefully he'll send that to me soon. But they, you know, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think he has to leave there for just an ordinary job. I'm sure he's had interest, but at the same time, he's got a great situation there. And I wouldn't be surprised in the near future if you see them make a move to the Mountain West Conference. There's a lot of oil money in that area, and they have the resources to be able to do something like that.
You haven't had to bounce back from a loss in about 2 months. Talk about your team having to do that.
The kids have been great. You know, they were disappointed, obviously, after the game, but we had that 24-hour rule. You know, and after watching the tape on Monday, you know, a lot of the things were self-inflicted. We had 9 penalties. That's uncharacteristic of us. You know, we're the least penalized team, or at least was. I haven't looked lately, but you know, we were the least penalized team going into that game. And a lot of those penalties were before the whistle even started, whether it be crowd noise, jumping, you know, alignment on a punt team, those kind of things. So those things are all correctable. Much like a little kid, if you touch a hot stove, you know, you need to learn from those mistakes. And even with the block punt, even with the kickoff return fumble, we still had every opportunity to win that game, as bad as that was. And we just didn't get it done. And, you know, we learned from that. And now here we are. We'll go out today and have a good practice, and got a great game plan put together. And we just need to go out and execute it. Execute at a high level, and don't beat yourself. You know, this is one of those kind of games.
After being indoors practicing for 2 weeks, is it tough to go out with what you saw on the ground today?
No, we were outside. My daughter was up this morning. She was wanting to do snow angels, my wife said. But no, we'll go out, and if I can't get the field swept off, we're going to have to go inside today because of the snow on the ground. But we were outside yesterday, and it really had no effect on us.
Just the biggest game of your career?
I would say yeah. I mean, first time being a head coach playing for a conference championship, I would say yes.
Just judging by the numbers, North Dakota State seems like they get better as the game goes on. I think they've only given up 6 fourth-quarter points, and they've had a lot of big second halves. Why do you think that is?
I think it's the depth that they have. They play a lot of players, really on defensive line, so they feel comfortable rotating guys in and probably wear you down a little bit. I think also, other than Northern Iowa game, they kind of get a lead on you, and they play keep away. They're a time of possession football team, and that's something that we expect again. Is we try to be a time of possession team, and you know, we were usually 1 or 2 with them right there in the conference, and this year they're holding it for about 34 minutes a game. So they kind of like to play keep away, and they're good enough to do it.
Coach, your defense only allowing 83, or a little bit over 83 yards a game. Just how can you get a running game going against them?
Well, you got to find a way. You know, I think it's always this league. There's a lot of really good defensive teams, so it's always a challenge every week when you line up. People seem to have a bunch of different wrinkles and things they like to do, but you know, they're giving up 83, and we're a team that likes to run the football. So it'll be interesting to see, and you got to find ways. And at the end of the day, you got to play with great pad level and come off the football and sustain blocks. And you know, you got to be patient too. You know, it's okay to get a 4 or 5 yard gain. You know, you're not always going to have those 50, 60 yarders sometimes where you break them off, and you know, you got to stay out of 3rd and long situations. That's a key component of this football game. I think for both teams, is staying out of 3rd and long.
Coach, this may sound silly, but is this what coaches and players get into athletics for? To be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's kind of who they are.
No doubt. I mean, they're the number 1 team for a reason. You know, whether you look at statistically, whether you look at the film, They got good players. They do a good job, and you know, I'm just glad that we're going to be playing here at our place, playing here at home, and you know, we've had interesting games with them. You know, it's not been a one-sided situation where, you know, they've had our number necessarily, and we're excited about that opportunity.
Do you have to be perfect to beat them?
No, we just got to play our game and do the things we're coached to do. If we do the things we're coached to do, we'll be in good shape.
How much of an impact can fan support make on Saturday?
Well, I mean, I think we'll find out. You know, we've always said since we've been here since day one that we play for Youngstown. I think you guys have done a good job of promoting this game, and I'm sure you're going to do a great job this week of promoting this game and the magnitude of it. And this is what we're all here for, and this is what I came here for. This is one of our team goals, and it's all here in front of us. So on Saturday at 2 o'clock, we'll be kicking that ball off and find out if we're ready to take that next step.
Two guys who came in earlier, they don't seem like they're intimidated by this team. I think this team kind of has like an aura about it, so to speak, because they are the two-time national champions. But
Well, I think if you played them and you didn't have any success, like for example, if you were playing Alabama and you were a team in the SEC and you didn't have any success against them, I think there would probably be that sense. But you know, we know that we can go out and line up and play, and if we do what we're coached to do and play with great fundamentals, we'll have an opportunity to play a great game.
We expect to see maybe a little wrinkle that we haven't seen yet this week.
Oh, I would say you'll see some wrinkles. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of what side of the ball you'll see them on or where or when. But I think that's part of the game. That's the gamesmanship. And, you know, just like them, they hit us on a flea flicker last year, you know, and we weren't ready for it and got behind us. So those are all part of championship games. There's always a couple wrinkles here and there that can sometimes make a difference in a game. I mean, this game's going to come down to probably 4 or 5 plays. This game will come down to 4 or 5 plays. The thing is today we don't know which those 4 or 5 are going to be. So that's what it's going to be about.